Whew, it's been bloody. But you know what they say? When there's blood in the streets, buy. And that's how I'm feeling today. That's how I'm feeling. What I really want to say, we're going to dive into a lot of charts here. We're going to try to dive deep and see where the data is telling us where things are going. We're going to dive in deep on several different coins, starting out with Bitcoin. We'll get into that in a second, but I just want to say that, when there are big drops like this, right? When things are all high, we're like, and we say, hey, buy the dip. Hey, if it goes down, buy the dip. And then the dip happens and everyone just shits their pants, in a bad way. Not everyone, but most people. Most people are full of shit when we're up high, saying, oh yeah, we're going on forever, living off this euphoria. And then it dips down like crazy like this, and instead of getting excited, they get scared. They get scared, and that's by far most people. I don't get scared, all right? Because the only reason you would get scared is because you don't actually understand crypto. If you actually understand crypto, you don't need to be the world authority, but if you just understand the fundamentals of what crypto is, what blockchain technology is, what Bitcoin as a store of value is, then you will only get excited. Because if these dips happen and you shit your pants and you get scared and now you're feeling scared and uncertain, all that means is that you don't actually understand crypto. And that doesn't mean you're dumb or you're bad or you're stupid or something. I'm just saying, as an actual feedback mechanism, when things dip like this, and if you don't see this as an opportunity, and if you're not buying, then you don't actually understand crypto, which means you don't actually believe where it's going in the future. And the only reason you wouldn't believe where it's going in the future would just be because you don't understand. That's it. I just wanted to say that. So if right now, if you're not sitting here with, licking your chops, wondering, where should I put my capital? There's so many opportunities out here. Where are the best places to put it? If that's not what's going through your head right now, then you need to dive deeper and really understand what crypto is, what blockchain technology is, because it's as obvious where it's going as if it's 1994 and the internet is starting. If you understand what the internet is, you don't need to be an engineer to understand. If you just understand what purpose it serves, then you know where it's going. And if you understand the internet back in 1994, guess what? You're filthy, ridiculously, embarrassingly, disgusting wealthy today. Because you would have been in a small group of people. Even though a bunch of people buying internet stocks back in the 90s all the way up to the 2000 dot-com bubble, they were just buying, all speculation. And when things dipped like crazy, that bubble burst, most people just got scared and didn't buy back in. But those that knew what they were buying said, wow, these amazing things that are clearly the future are at a humongous discount. That's what's going on here. Every time there's a big dip like this is the only time I buy. Do you hear that? This is the only time I buy. Because this is when I wait for things to go on sale. Now, I'm not going to go buy Shiba. I'm not going to go buy Doge. I'm going to go figure, and I can't buy everything, not even close. No one can. So you got to decide, what am I going to buy? I'll probably add a little bit of Bitcoin in because it's a store of value. I'll definitely add some Ethereum in. And then I'll probably add in some other things too, like say some Avalanche. Avalanche seems to be pretty on sale. Some Solana. Not Luna. I have a good Luna bag already, but Luna said, dip, what are you guys talking about? Because Luna set new all-time highs while everything else was crashing. It's amazing. But stuff like that. And then, of course, I'm getting into other DeFi protocols like, say, Wonderland, right? Stuff like that, because now Time, which is Wonderland's coin, is down, is like around 6,000. That is a fantastic price to get in at. Oh, anyways, let's dive into some charts. I just wanted to say all that. Hit the like button, hit the follow button. Be sure to check out the links in the description. Here's what I'll say too. Let's make this chart bigger. It's the Bitcoin chart. Now, of course, we're looking at the price chart. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. And of course, we got good old Lever Atlas down here. It's custom indicator. There's a link for this in the description, as well as a free masterclass on how to trade crypto, which is by far the most powerful thing you can do to accumulate crypto. That's what whales do. That's what smart money does. Their goal is not to find the next 100xer, the next Shiba Inu. Their goal is to accumulate as much of the good stuff as they can while they can. And even they have budgets. I don't care what your budget is. I don't care if you got millions of dollars. There's still only so much you can buy because your money runs out. But with trading, you're able to get more and more and more without spending a penny. You just use what you already have and grow it. And not grow it a little bit. You can grow it massively. Anyways, so check that out. All right, check out the links in the description. You'll be happy you did. Let's look at this chart here. All right, Bitcoin, what do we got? All right, we'll look at Lever Atlas down here because this shows us really where the momentum is. Here's the zero line right here. Everything above is more bought than sold. And when we get above this dotted white line, we get into overbought. When we get below this one, it's into oversold. So we were oversold here. Went all the way along this timeline. We had a bit of a bullish divergence right here. That didn't play out so well, though. Went down some more, and then we hit this big-ass bottom down here. Finally, we're down at a negative 90. So what are we looking like right now? We looking bullish? We looking bearish? That's really, really hard to say. Let's take a closer look here at Bitcoin. It's looking like it's going to trade sideways. Let me look at this. It came up here to about 49,1, we'll just say. We'll call it 49,000, 49.1 probably. And it's just trading sideways, right? It's just trading sideways. So this seems to be, where are we? The December 4th at noon to December 5th, a little afternoon. So that's a whole day that it's been trading sideways. And after this whole thing, and that's what we would expect, right? We had this low rise here, right? Because obviously this is just way too ridiculously low, right? We came all the way down to about 45,000. And now we're trading up here around 49, so just under 50. And that makes sense. I mean, psychologically, just think psychologically. Because that's what moves all these markets are people. And people have psychologies. They have thoughts. Some of us, anyways, have thoughts. Now, trade sideways. So I can't say anything here. What I do know is, would I place a long or a short? Can't say right now. I wouldn't do any of that right now. But what I would do is I would buy. I would buy Bitcoin because, well, it may go down more in December. We may be entering the bear market. Well, you know what? I usually operate off 4-year stints, right? So when I make decisions, I'm thinking at least 4 or 5 years out. So let me ask you something. Bitcoin right here at 49,000, right? Its all-time high is just under 69,000. If you understand crypto even a tiny, 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 tiny bit, and even easier than that, if you've ever looked at the life pattern of Bitcoin, see if we can find the monthly, excuse me. I'm usually on my phone when I'm looking at all of this. Anyways, if you ever look at the lifetime, like this price chart here, if you ever look at the lifetime from Bitcoin's inception to now, you'll see that it's just up and to the right. And if you know a little bit more about Bitcoin, you'll know that there's halvenings, which is once about every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that can be mined a day is cut in half, creating an instant overnight supply shock that usually starts a very voracious bull market. So that's why when I say I trade crypto, I trade it in 4 or 5 year stints. And when I'm looking at doing something, I'm thinking 4 or 5 years out. Do you think most people are doing that? Listen, I'm not special. You can do this too. You can just start thinking 4 or 5 years out. You just need to understand that there's a halvening that happens with Bitcoin. It happens once about every 4 years. The last one happened in May 2020. Guess what? Where have things been going since May 2020? Way up. Next one's in 2024. I think roughly about March 2024. So guess what will happen then? Do you think Bitcoin at this time in 4 years, do you think Bitcoin will be worth more than $50,000? Do you think Bitcoin will be worth more than $69,000? Zero doubt. 100% it will be. None of this is financial advice. This is all my financial opinion. But in my opinion, 100% it will be worth a crap load more than whatever it's worth today. Probably be worth, at this point, probably be worth at least at minimum $250,000. But probably $500,000. One Bitcoin. So this is a buying time. That's what this is. People could talk about daily cost average. I like daily cost average, and I do my own version of that, which is I dip cost average. That's my DCA, dip cost average. So we just had a big ass dip. Guess what? Adding to my dip cost averaging. That's what's going on. And then of course I do trading. So I'm constantly accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum in particular for free, right? So again, check the link for that in description to learn how to do that. But let's go to something else. Let's go to the old Ethereum. I think it's a little on sale too. Well, let me pick a different, here, let's go the Coinbase one, because I actually have some Fibonacci's drawn up on this one. And where's it trading at? Right around 41.5, 4,150. How does it look? Does it look bullish or bearish? On the 1 hour time frame, hard to say. Nothing major going on here, because what Lever Atlas, this indicator down here, does really helps us find divergences of the bullish and bearish nature. Bullish meaning it's going to go up, bearish meaning it's going to go down. Right here is a bullish divergence. Right? We have, is this green dot down here? It's right here. Correlates to this low. This green dot correlates to this low. Well, you know what? This low is lower than this low. But you know what? This dot is higher than this one. So we have price coming down and momentum going up, because these, for lack of a deeper explanation, a momentum indicator. Momentum's going up, right? And especially this one here, oh, this one's still pretty low. It's not lower than this, not lower than this, but it's about the same. But yet this dot's way the hell up here, so momentum's really going up. And what happened? Boom, went up. I got in there, and then we hit a top, and then it went down. Now, nothing indicated on the 1 hour time frame that this was going to drop like that. But if we go to like the 30-minute time frame, again, when these, it didn't really show it there either. I mean, technically, I guess if we go, no, I wouldn't really say it did. So it doesn't catch them all. Doesn't catch them all, but it did print a top, and I got out up here, and I set a stop loss in profit, which anybody can do. That's just good risk management. And then that's the thing, is when these divergences happen, you never really know how far it's going to go, the price, up or down, and you never know for how long. You just don't. Right here is another really good example of a bullish divergence, right? We got this bottom, this bottom, and then this one. You notice in this pattern, 1.2.3, boom, 1.2.3, boom, right? Price going down or sideways, and momentum swinging up, especially here, because this one is so much closer to the zero line, even though this price is lower than this one. Not lower than this one, but it is lower than this one, so it tells us something is well out of balance here. Price is going sideways and down, sideways or down, and momentum's certainly swinging up. And here we had money flow crossover too. We're in the red money flow, green money flow. And what happened? I got in here. This is that nice run up we had from about 4,000 to about 4,800. I got in here on a long, and then you get in here on a short. Look at this. We got this high, price going up, momentum going down. Again, we got the 1, 2, 3 wave thing going on. Wa-boom, wa-boom. But I did take this down, but I did get out when I saw this print. So I got out down here. And then I got in again right here. And then I got out, some of it here, and the rest of it about right here. And then everything dropped like hell. I didn't know that was coming. But I did know that, hey, we hit a top, looking kind of interesting. I'll set a stop loss. I'm in good profit, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to something else. Let's go to Avalanche. I really like Avalanche. I think Avalanche is a great project. It's really building a strong ecosystem. It's a smart contract platform. Obviously, Wonderland Time, for instance, is on Avalanche, and I'm a big fan of Wonderland Time. Basically everything Daniele does. I really like about everything he does. His projects, I really, really like him. He's an interesting dude. But Avalanche, I think, is on a, let me look at this, 84. I mean, that is so on sale to me. That is so damn on sale. Now, I don't think we're entering a bear market, right? That is a legitimate question to ask. Do we think we're entering a bear market or a bull market, right? And the biggest thing it does for me is it says, all right, well, what do I want to buy then in a dip? If I think we're entering a bear market, whether I think we're entering a bear or a bull market, I'm buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they, in my opinion, have a very bright, inevitable future. Avalanche, I wouldn't say they're as locked in, but I think they have a pretty damn good future, and they have a pretty good growing ecosystem with growing user adoption and growing users on the network. So, you know, seems to me like Avalanche will be around for a while. Seems to me like Solana will be around for a while. Seems to me like Luna will be around for a while, you know? Seems to me like Engine will be around for a while. Engine's really popular with gaming. So, and I'm a big fan of gaming. But let's check this out. We had some bearish divergencing happening. This is the 1 hour time frame. We got this high. We got a higher high. Came down some. A higher high, but a lower momentum wave. Came down some. Higher high, lower momentum wave, and eventually good night. Because that's the way it goes. And what did it get marked by? This little trigger wave right here. It's called a trigger wave. That usually lines it up, right? Let's see if we can find, well, we saw some examples there of Ethereum, the trigger wave thing. I didn't say the word trigger wave, but that's really what it was. And then we have these divergences happening too, which is good for little scalps, you know, go from 104 to 107, 108. You know, you scalp a little bit there. Here's another almost, I wouldn't call this a trigger wave, but that's what it inevitably ended up being. And then what do we have? We have a deeper wave down here. So now this is a real legit one to look at. This is during the whole big dip. This is all the way down here at minus 85. Goodness. Very oversold, in my opinion, there. And that did basically mark the bottom, right? Because there's the bottom. And now we had, and technically, the wick down here, but you have the close right here and the close here. So price from the closing standpoint went down, momentum going up. And what happened? It went up. So sometimes you got to look at it from the wick standpoint, and you got to look at it from the close standpoint. The wick is obviously the bottom of this wick. The close on a red candle is going to be this bottom part of the body. And the close on a green candle is going to be the upper part of the body. The body. Here we had another divergence happen, right? So here we are sitting here. This actually might be a really good time to take a long on Avalanche, right? Because here we go. We got this deep one down here. And we got another very strong, pretty strong looking. I may wait on this to see what happens because I would like to see a trigger wave, right? A little trigger wave down here. What I'd like to see is, let me show you. What I'd like to see would be a kind of this type of thing. I would like to see price come a little lower, right? Kind of curve down here, but yet the next green dot to kind of print around here, right? Because that would be price coming down, get ourselves a nice little trigger wave here, and waboom. That's what I think would happen there. This is a fantastic price for Avalanche. Let's take a look at Luna. Another one that has just been going bananas. Bananas. B-A-N-A-S. This is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Check this out. So Luna has just been nothing but being bought. Now we finally had a dip. Oh, this is the wrong Luna. Oh, to the Bitcoin. I was going to say, what's going on here? Let's do it to the US dollar. Where are we? Come on. Oh, here's a nice, see, here's a good example. Right here, divergence went down a bit, but then we had more of a trigger wave, went down a bit. Then we got another set because we're going, you got to go off the high one, and this is the highest one. So we're really referencing everything from this high right here. It also makes sense that this may even come down to about this area. That would make sense because Luna's went up so damn much. But what do? We got a nice, price has been going up. Even right here, there's a big difference. Price went up, momentum went down, whoosh, waboom, just like that. And then we had another one happen here. Momentum going down, price going up, waboom, just like that. Good night. Luna is very interesting. I don't see any, now at the moment, I don't see any clear moves to take, right? If this, again, same thing with Avalanche. If this comes down lower and we get a green dot here and then a higher green dot here, well, then I know it's a good time to take a long, that's for sure. And I use Bybit, by the way, as my trading platform. If you click the link in my description, that'll take you to a page that has several buttons on it. One of those buttons will have Bybit, the trading platform I use, and that particular button, that link, will give you a 3.5% deposit bonus. But on that page too, I also have my free masterclass on crypto trading, free trial to Lever Atlas down here. Check that stuff out if you are interested in accumulating free Bitcoin and Ethereum. What else should we look at? Just for shites, let's look at Shiba. I will never buy Shiba again. I sold on my Shiba at the top because it was clear that it was done, because it became a top 10 crypto in terms of market cap. I'm like, that's it. It's done. It's not like it's going to pass Bitcoin or something. That's it. I sold it. I didn't buy super duper ridiculously low. I wasn't, $8,000 to $6 billion, but made some nice multiples on it. Here was a nice instance of a bearish divergence, right? Price going up, momentum going down. Oh, good night. This was obviously at, it's on the 30th. So this started going down. Geez, she was been going down longer than was going down before that dip even happened. Now things are kind of interesting. Not a clear divergence going on because we got this low. These are about where they should be in terms of that stuff. Nothing clear there. What else should we look at? What's another good one to look at? Let's look at Solana. Binacious. You're so binacious. I mean, it's Binance US, but I say binacious. Anyways, so this one looks good right here, right? There we go. Price going sideways. Oh, no, there's that higher. They're about the same. So when here, price went down some. That's a nice little scalp short. Then we had this nice one happen, right? Price not really going up, but momentum going down enough. I don't think I would have taken that one. Boy, that was a nice drop, though. So that's one thing about that dip is this is where the dip happened for the whole market, for Bitcoin, etc. There weren't any clear signs that that's what was coming. Maybe if we zoom out to like the 4-hour time frame. So here was the big dip. There was, look at that. Price going up, momentum going down on the 4-hour time frame. There was an indicator, but that's not the strongest indicator because this one, I mean, this is a bearish divergence, no doubt about it. But it's not the strongest one I've ever seen because, this dot is still above the overbought zone. On the 4-hour, though, that can happen. I mean, look, the 4 hour is pretty solid. I mean, look at this. Price going up, momentum going down, and good night. Right here, well, no, I don't love that one. I mean, this one went up a little bit. This one didn't really show us because it went down so damn much. And then, see, now here was a good one. If you wrote it out, right? And this is really the one. 1, 2, 3, hello. That was Solana. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick because I want to look at the 4-hour time frame now. Now that I'm thinking about it from that idea, because this was the big drop. There wasn't really a strong sign. I mean, here, kind of. There's a bearish divergence going on, but geez, it just kind of blindsided us. There weren't really strong indicators that was going to happen so violently and quickly. Let's go back to the 4-hour again. Again, feel free to like the video, by the way. Hit the subscribe button. We like to go through charts like this. Check out the links in the description for sheezy. Interesting. So here was our all-time high. 68,974 is what this chart is telling me. Interesting. We're going down, 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 down. I mean, it kind of looked, it was looking fairly bullish to me because we have, price coming down and we're going sideways, momentum moving up, and then we had a nice rise, but then it just said goodbye. It's interesting how that happens. Very important, remember, take profits. Take profits. That's all I got for you today. Be sure to follow me on TikTok too. Check out the links in the description. Hit the like, hit the follow button. But remember to ask yourself, are you buying this dip? Are you a dip cost averager? Or do you really understand crypto? Do you really understand the blockchain technology? You don't need to be a computer engineer to understand it, to understand where it's going and what it's doing in a very broad perspective. The reality is, if you're thinking about selling right now, or you're actually not certain of crypto's future, you don't understand crypto. You don't understand blockchain technology. That's the truth of it. And I'm not saying you're a lesser person or you're bad or you're dumb. I'm just saying that so that you're aware of it and you don't make a massive, massive mistake and think, oh, well, okay, crypto was fun. Now it's done. Like, that's so wrong. That is so incredibly wrong. That's the mistake I made in 2017, 2018. When I got out of that market because it all dropped. I'm like, well, all right. I guess it's done. And then I didn't pay attention. And the best time to pay attention is in a bear market. I don't think we're entering a bear market. It doesn't look like that to me yet, anyways. So I'm still bullish. I still think that I just think we have an extended cycle. As I've been saying, I think we're going to go till June, about June. And I think that's going to coincide with ETH 2.0 actually coming out. And I think that is going to mark the end of the bull cycle, dropping us into a bear market. And I've been saying that for a while now, before this dip ever happened. December is typically a bloody month, which means it's a good buying month, as long as you understand what you're buying. So I got for you. Stay classy. You're awesome.